Hello, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about building yourself up instead of beating yourself up. You want to know more? Come back in just a second. This time of year when we go on a driving range, it's very easy to get sucked into that technical game, isn't it? Thinking about what we did last season, maybe we want another ball flight a little flatter. We all want to hit the golf ball a little further, but is that really what we ought to be practicing? I think when you get on that first tee in a few weeks, whether it be at home or abroad, the main question is going to be, do you really believe you're going to hit this ball where you want to? Because if you don't, it's going to be very easy to slip back into technical thought processes. Belief and confidence is really the driving force in all sport, but the question is, where do I get it from? There's an awful lot of self-help books out there which will tell you getting a positive frame of mind, going through breathing routines and rituals before hitting a shot will help. And that might well be true, but the first ball in the bushes, you're going to start worrying about it again. Unless, of course, you've actually changed your way of thinking on the driving range beforehand. Now, this isn't going to happen overnight, but it's a thing that if you develop it over weeks and months, will actually become a belief system. So what I actually want you to do in the future when you get yourself out on the driving range is not mindlessly bashing balls or thinking about turning your hips, but really setting yourself goals and making those goals reachable. That means if you're a beginner, it might be the goal of just getting the golf ball up in the air a few times. If you're a more advanced golfer, then it's got to be maybe hitting a green-sized target. But remember to be objective about that. How often should you expect to hit a green-sized target? Can you expect to hit every green with every shot? Well, of course not. If you've got a high handicap, then maybe hitting 1 from 10 greens would be good. And if you've got a lower handicap, maybe hitting 50 or 60% of them would be good. But most certainly, you've got to start complimenting yourself and building yourself up when you do it. I think the average golfer, when we get out there and we hit a halfway decent shot, well, that's what we wanted to do. So we're not really going to say anything to ourselves, especially not actually compliment ourselves or build ourselves up. On the contrary, when the golf ball goes out to the right and miss the green by a country mile, then we start to get down on ourselves, beating ourselves up and telling ourselves how useless we are. Now, obviously, if you do this on a regular basis, then your brain will actually start believing it. Why in the world would he have any confidence in your ability when the only thing he hears on the driving range is what an idiot you are? So I believe you've got to actually start on the driving range building yourself up, setting objective targets, and then if you actually meet those targets, complimenting yourself and building yourself up on them. If you can hit 50-60% of the greens in regulation on the driving range, then you can stand on a par 3 and expect to hit the green 50 or 60% there. If you can up that tally even more, and you'll be surprised that the more often that you actually tell yourself you're good, how suddenly you get even more fluid in your golf swing. And you start hitting the greens more and more often. It's a positive snowball effect. And I think a lot of us are far more used to the negative snowball effect that we experience on the golf course. One ball goes out, we start to worry it. Second ball goes in the other direction, we worry even more, top the third ball, and it's only really when we give up hope that the ball starts to actually do what it's supposed to again. And this is because we get sucked into this kind of negative attitude. So I think you should be investing a little bit of time at this time of year to build up your self-confidence, and the only way you're going to do that is by complimenting your good shots and forgetting your bad shots, by setting realistic goals and stop expecting to hit every ball 250 yards straight down the middle. It's just not going to happen. On the contrary, if you're within 15 or 20 yards of your target direction, then you're probably in the semi-rough at worst. So that would be something you could actually be happy with. If you haven't hit it 250, you've hit it 220, well, that's not bad either. And if you're only hitting the ball usually 180, but you're finding the fairway, then that's a reason to be happy. Because if you can do that a couple of times, you're not going to be far away from the green. And with a good chip and a good putt, who knows, you could save your par. But you're never going to do that if you're trying to bash the ball further than you actually can, and then you're getting down on yourself when it doesn't work. Sport is all about self-confidence, and if you can get out there and believe in yourself, you're going to play better golf, whether you've got a better golf swing or not. Believe me, this will work for you. Get out on the driving range and try it out, and look forward to your next round of golf with the confidence that your golf swing deserves. If you like the video as ever, please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, then please do that. I'm going to leave my philosophy as ever up here in the left-hand corner of the screen. If you'd like to download that, that tells you all about all the things I think you should be doing in a golf swing and beyond. Until the next time, have a good week and we'll see you then. Bye-bye.